Should we start, Maharaj?
Yes, it's just 4:30 here.
Over to you.
Okay, we start Pranam Maharaj with pranams to the Holy Trio. We start today's session and pranams to Maharaj. We start with a peace chant. Om Shanno Mitra Shang Varunah Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanno Indro Brihaspatihi Shanno Vishnu Rurukramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Ritam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadvaktaram Avatu Avatu Mam Avatu Vaktaram Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Maharaj, over to you.
Thank you all who have joined this Tat Padam session. Let us begin this session as usual with our Guru Pranam. Om Akandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tat Padam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Harihi Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. So we are again meeting under the auspices of Tat Padam Satsang Group. We are studying in this session, that is the fourth Sunday of every month. We are studying a book called For Seekers of God. This book contains conversations of Swami Shivanandaji Maharaj. So that conversations are detailed, it is scripted down. So our Prithvish reads that. After the reading is over, we take up those passages for discussion. So today I am requesting Prithvish to continue from where he left. I think he left the 8th chapter. I think it was closed, is it not? Yes. Today he is supposed to start 9th chapter.
Yes, Maharaj. Pranams, Maharaj, and let me start reading this. So, chapter 9, place Belur Monastery, time August 1925. It was about 8:30 in the evening. Mahapurushji was seated on a couch in his room, talking with a monk belonging to the ashram at Jamtara. He said, "Today I received a letter from so and so." In the letter, he wrote specifically about himself. He mentioned that one evening he had come to the railway station to see you off, and returning to the monastery after 10 o'clock, he had his supper and had gone to sleep without finishing the daily routine practice of japa. Later at night, when he awakened and remembered his mistake, he felt very bad. He consulted the sadhus of the ashrama and asked what amends he should make for the mistake. Nobody could give him a satisfactory answer. Being much disturbed and repentant, he wrote to me for advice, requesting that I write my opinion of what he should do, that I prescribe some penance. I shall write to him accordingly. A brahmacharin asked, "Maharaj, what penance would you prescribe?" The Swami says, "Not much of a penance. Let him fast a day, 24 hours, and practice japa all he can during the fast period. Of course, it doesn't have to be a complete fast in which one is not supposed to even drink water. He may eat one or two pieces worth of puffed rice. At night too, as far as practicable, he should do some japa, counting his beads not less than 10,000 times. Such rigid adherence to the spiritual practice is very good." A monk says, "Swami Brahmananda ji also asked me to do something similar. He said, repeat the mantra 10,000 times every day. It will do you immense good. And continue this at least for a year. But I couldn't keep up the practice for a year at a stretch. Nowadays, the duties of the ashrama keep me so busy that I hardly find time for spiritual practice. Mahapurushji says, it can so happen that owing to the pressure of work, a person may once in a while not be able to do this usual amount of spiritual practice. But he should not omit it altogether. Of course, work at the monastery is also a form of service of the Lord and makes one think of him. But one should not, therefore, totally neglect the practice of meditation and japa. How long can a person work? A time will come when he will lack the physical energy to do it. How will he then occupy his time? Besides, unless work is accompanied by meditation, japa, and other spiritual practices, its very spirit is lost. Then one forgets it is the Lord's work and not his own. Egotism and pride come, and instead of being purified by the work, the heart becomes defiled. The object of one's life is not work, it is the realization of God. The work that makes one forget God is highly degenerate. In the midst of 101 activities, a person should keep up his regular spiritual practice. That alone can bring genuine serenity of the mind. That alone can make a person fit to engage in work in the right spirit. That's the end of the chapter,
Yes.
Maharaj.
Thank you, Pratish, for reading. Yes, this is the 9th chapter we are seeing. Last month, you might remember that those who attended, they know, we discussed about the relics of Sri Ramakrishna, how the relics were brought by the direct disciples and what upacharas, what type of the respects were shown for the relics, etc. We saw that. So today, this is 1925 year, of course, August month. The previous one was in October 1923. So these writings, I tell you, they are 24, March 23rd was the last month that we saw. So now it is 25. Generally, chronologically, they have tried to print chronologically, but sometimes here and there the date changes. Anyway, so here, Mahapurushji, without being asked, he himself started telling something. So he was talking with a monk belonging to the ashrama at Jamtada. Jamtada is a place in Jharkhand, and it is a place, Jharkhand is now 2000th year, Jamtada was formed as a separate state from Bihar. So I was in Ranchi for 12 years. Out of 12 years, 7 years our Ranchi came under Jamtada, and 5 years I was in the district of Bihar. So it's very interesting how a state divides, and we could see the administrative things of the government functioning, how they divide and that they keep separate places, etc. So the Jamtada is a beautiful place. This Jamtada center itself is such a holiest place of the Eastern India. Why I'm telling holiest? Because here many direct disciples have visited and stayed there. Not only stayed, there are some interesting things with Guru Maharaj, with Sri Ramakrishna have happened. That is, Sri Ramakrishna appearing in front as if walking in front of the Swami, and Ramakrishna is talking to Latu Maharaj here. Such things that we all understand from the other books. We understand that Jamtada is a place where Sri Ramakrishna was living, was present. That is how that place came into. That place became a retreat place. As we are now doing for Yelagiri, is the same status the Jamtada center even now has as a retreat place. So in the Eastern India, the Swamis, when they want to take some time, 3 days to 30 days, you want to take and then spend time in solitude, then you could visit Jamtada and stay there. And the temple itself is very noteworthy, because in the temple there is a statue of Sri Ramakrishna. Small means you'll be surprised. is only 2 feet height. That is in the main temple. Unfortunately, some drunkards entered recently and they vandalized that temple, I heard. I have not seen the photographs, but the news came to me recently. It happened like that. But now it has been well protected and the things are restored there. So the center, people used to go there. So the monk has come from Jamtada Ashram. So Swamiji, as if the monks, what is his mental question, perhaps he understood. So he is telling that what could be his problem, that we can also understand what Swamiji says. He says, today I received a letter from so and so. Somebody has written a letter. Okay. That must be some sadhu. So what was the letter? The letter, he wrote specially about himself. When we write letters to President Maharaj, we are supposed to open ourselves up. See, what is our problem? How I am feeling nowadays? Do I get any joy in doing japa or not? If my mind is distracted to other things. So, Maharaj, can you please guide me? How can I bring back my mind? Likewise, like that type of spiritual questions should come up in the mind. It's not merely administrative matters. In Ramakrishna Math and Mission, the administrative matters are run or seen or governed by trustees who are called General Secretary. And he has got Assistant General Secretaries. Those people look after the administration of the organization. But for the spiritual problems of the individual monks and brahmacharis, where they would go, so they will go to the President Maharaj. So President Maharaj is the person whom we open our mind and tell Maharaj such and such things happen. So rightly, the sadhu has opened up his mind. What was his problem? So often down people come to the monastery in his center. What is that center? We do not know. But he says that in the center, visiting Swamis come. So naturally he has to take them to the station and leave them. When I joined Kanpur Center, the first 4 years, one of my duties was to receive sadhus who are coming from different places at Kanpur Central Station and see them off, taking them by rickshaw to the central station and see them off. So this was my duty. So I have done the duty for many, many sadhus. So at that time, in the same cycle rickshaw, with the sadhu, I am sitting and holding his bag on my lap, you see, and then we walk and then we talk. At that time, the sadhu also is very nicely, he will tell some of his personal reminiscences, etc. He has just a young brahmachari at that time. So I used to hear from him what he says. So it was very interesting. And then, of course, the traffic jam and the cycle rickshaw will stop. And then you would ask whether the train will come and go away, whether it will be in right time to reach. All those anxieties also will be there. So when you do like that, the train comes sometimes late. See, Kanpur is a station in between. Nothing starts from Kanpur, nothing ends in Kanpur. It is not a terminal station like Madras Central Station or Howrah Station or Delhi Station. It's not a terminus center. So what happens? Always the trains will be sometime late. And in those days, I'm telling about 70s, our railways have not improved much at that time. So every time a train coming late is considered taken for granted. So they used to say in Howrah Station, 2 friends met and they were happy. One person was very happy. He said, just now they announced the train is supposed to come at 9 a.m. Exact at this time it is coming. I'm so happy, like that man said. The other man was waiting in the station. He said, no, you are wrong. This is yesterday's train is coming today at 9 a.m. He said. So that was the late. Train was notoriously late in those times. So you have to sit there. Suppose I go to station at 5 o'clock and sit there up to 8 o'clock and then come back. I lost many things in the ashram. First thing, I lost my attending the Arati. And then I lost my tea time. That also gone. And then night, then sitting after the Arati, we generally sit and do meditation. That is, time also is lost. So this happens to everybody. So I can really empathy with this Swami who has gone returned to the monastery after 10 o'clock, seeing a guest Swami off. Okay, then what happened? Because it was 10 o'clock and perhaps the kitchen is supposed to be closed, so he rushed to the kitchen and took his food and slept. But the conscience did not allow him to sleep. So he got up the middle of the night and then he awakened and remembered his mistake. What was his mistake? For that he felt very bad. The mistake was he forgot to do the required number of times japa before sleeping. So this problem we all have faced. Means in the ashram I'm telling, we all have faced it. So once I was in a relief center in Andhra Pradesh. At that time, Swami Gahananji Maharaj came. So we all sat with him and we inquired, Maharaj, even in relief center, we are unable to keep up the night japa. Morning, okay. Morning till 7 o'clock, nothing happens. So it is possible to get up early and then sit for japa. But in the evening times, something or other happens in the relief camp. So we are unable to do japa. Then he advised us. You see, that type of work may come, but that work should not be a botheration for your doing japa. But finally, you will have some time to go to sleep, is it not? You will have to go to bed at one time or another. If not at 10 o'clock, it may be 11 o'clock, it may be even 12:30. It doesn't matter. So before that, even in the bed itself, you sit and do 108 times, which the Guru has told you. So don't avoid that. 108 times you do the japa and then fall to sleep. So that way we have been carrying them. So that was a very good suggestion for my life. I felt so, not one day you should leave the prescribed japa. More than that you are supposed to do. But in case of some exigency, that is some type of work that comes on the way, then you should not neglect the work. Because that is a seva. That seva should be continued. But before going to sleep, you complete that. So he consulted the sadhus of the ashrama at that time. What amends he should make for the mistake. You see how much this Swami has been hurt. Just because one day he could not do his japa. What a wonderful spirit that Swami had. And then he consulted many sadhus. But nobody could give him a satisfactory answer at that time. So being much disturbed and repentant, he wrote to the President Maharaj for advice. Straight away he wrote to the President Maharaj, requesting that I write my opinion of what he should do. So I shall prescribe some. So he said that I prescribe some penance. So the brahmachari who has come from Jamtara is sitting there. So he asked, Maharaj, what penance would you prescribe for such dereliction of your duty? You know, it's a big term. In employment, etc., we use this word, dereliction of duty. If you are given a particular duty and if you don't do, then you are charged with dereliction of duty. And as per the company employment rules, you may be punished also. So what you should do here, you have not done your japa at the proper time or proper number. So some penance should you do or not. So what penance would you prescribe? In the days of Swamiji, in Belur Math, you may remember that funny incident of how Swamiji put a rule. He put a rule that if any person, that is the brahmacharis or the monks who are all direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, mind you, not the yesterday joined monk, no, not that type of brahmachari. Laddu Maharaj, he was in Ramakrishna's time, he was a direct disciple. Turiyananji and Avedananji, Shivananji, all these were young Swamis, but they were all direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. And to them and the new coming brahmacharis, Swamiji made a rule. What was that rule? At 4 o'clock, we shall have Mangalarati. That means 3:30, 3 o'clock, you have to get up and come to the temple. If anybody doesn't come, or if anybody is absent in the morning Mangalarti time. For him, on that day, no food is denied. So will he fast? No. He should go out in the village. Go and beg your food. The Belur village, at that time it was a very small village. Not what you see now. The Belur was not there when Swamiji was there. So you have to go to Belur village and beg your food. If God is graceful to you, you get some food from some house. Otherwise, most of them would deny any food. So young Swami coming for food and for alms, bhiksha, see, that was not tolerated by the people. Why can't you do some work and get your food? Like that they ask. Because the thinking people there. So people would ask like that. So that punishment was there. That was a penance. That was a kator penance. We can say that. But Swami Shivanandaji, what he does, you see, he says, not much of a penance. No. Thinking, perhaps he was thinking about Swamiji's rule. No, not that type of penance, not that of very hardship, but let him fast a day, 24 hours. And practice japa all he can during the fasting period. There is a good session. So, of course, it doesn't entail you to go and beg in the street and go around from house to house and knock their doors. No, those things are not. You stay in the ashram itself, stay separately somewhere, and then fast, and then do your japa. So this type of penance is what he would prescribe. So, and it also he says, it doesn't need to be a complete fast. That is Nirjala Ekadashi, as we call it. Some Ekadashis, we have Nirjala Ekadashi. Nirjala means not a drop of water should go into your mouth. I practiced Nirjala Ekadashi for 12 years. And then the surgeon told me, because of that, your gallbladder got stones, he said. So don't fast Nirjala Ekadashi, he said. Then we can, the Ekadashi fasting, most of us do. So in that Ekadashi fasting, what we do, we take some fruits or we take some type of, except grains, you can take any other thing. Like that it has been prescribed in the Shastras. So this fasting, it says not full fasting, which is not supposed even to drink water. That type of fasting is called complete fasting. No, not that. He can take 1 or 2 pies worth of puffed rice. In those days, puffed rice means, in Bengali we call it mudi. So mudi is nothing but puffed rice, or puri in Tamil we call it puri. So the puffed rice, at that time, for 1 or 2 pies, you get quite a good quantity. So that puffed rice is very famous. Many South Indian devotees would tell me, oh, you went to Jarambati. Wonderful. What did you enjoy there? So they would say, mother's shrine, we went, we saw the place, we went around the place, etc. Then I say, was there any discomfort or any inconvenience you had? Immediately the South Indian devotee would say, yes, Maharaj, yes, Maharaj. So what was that? He said, the morning breakfast time, they give the puffed rice, which we could not eat. See, because South India, we don't eat puffed rice in the morning. Particularly in the Eastern India, the whole of Eastern India, including Northeast, the puffed rice is a very delectable item. People love that puffed rice. And then, of course, in Nilagiri, we give it to the devotees in the evening hours, with the bhaja puffed rice. Bhaja mudi we give. So that is also very tasty. So that he can take. At night too, as far as practicable, he should do some japa, counting his beads, not less than 10,000 times. I think if you have to do 10,000 times, so once I told Swami Vireshwaranji Maharaj gave a remedy for one type of mistake. The mistake is the Shraddha Anna. Shraddha Anna, Shraddha Anna means the cooked food offered to the Pitris. That is called Shraddha Anna. So if you have taken it, you means you are telling brahmacharis and swamis. We are all sitting there. After the sannyas ceremony, we sat around our guru. Sannyas guru is Vireshwaranji. So we are there. So one Swami, the new Swami, raised a question. Maharaj, sometimes people bring Shraddha food. Shraddha means, the holy Shraddha means the Pitris, the ceremony that you have done on that day. On that day, you offer some food to the Pitris, either your father, mother, or your grandfather, or some forefather. You are offering the food. That food, suppose unknowingly, I have taken it. So what is the penance? So the penance is, he smilingly said, 10,000 times you have to do japa on that night. Foregoing the night food, he said. Then immediately the Swami said, oh, better I don't take that food at all, Maharaj, because if I take it 10,000 times I have to do. Otherwise, 1,000 times is very easy for me to do. Like that he said smilingly. So you can see that 10,000 times is a number that is used for Purascharana. There is a method called Purascharana. I think some of you might have heard about this term. If you have not heard it, just listen to this. It's a very beautiful term. So in spiritual life, if you make any mistake, that you have violated the order of your Guru in one way or another, then are you completely sent to hell only? No. So there is a method by which you can retrieve yourself from that sin of not doing or doing, whatever goes against the Guru's instruction. Suppose Guru has told you 108 times you have to do japa, twice a day. Suppose you don't do. In a month you found 2-3 days you have faltered. So that is called violation of your what you call observation of rules given by Guru. Suppose Guru says after on Ekadashi days, don't go out and eat food in the restaurants or hotels. Suppose on Ekadashi day in Ranchi, it is a hospital center. You cannot say Ekadashi, etc. I cannot do hospital work, like that you cannot say. It is because it's a hospital center, 24 hours, something or other would be happening. So on Ekadashi days, I would go out for a court case, for instance. For a court case, and you are sitting there in the court from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock. You have to eat something. Suppose Guru has told you on Ekadashi days, don't eat outside. So this is what he says, don't eat. So Nisheda, it's called Nisheda Agya. The do 108 times japa is not Nisheda. It is says do. And here it is don't do. So anyway you can violate. This also can be violated. That can be also violated. So if any such violation is done, then you have to do prayaschitta. So the term is used prayaschitta. How do you do prayaschitta? By doing Purascharana. Recently, one devotee from Bangalore, I do not know whether she has joined or not because I am unable to see. Unless your video comes, in my screen, the audio people names do not come. Only videos come here. So I can easily understand who are there. But that lady, she told me, Maharaj, I am doing this Purascharana. How to do it? Purascharana is a vidhi, is a, you have to do japa, say 1,000 times a day you will start from the day number 1. So 48 days it goes. 48 days is called one mandala. So for a whole mandala, you have to do japa. So first day is 1,000. Second day is 2,000. Third day is 3,000. You cannot intermittently miss any day. If you have taken the resolution, that is called sankalpam. If you have taken the sankalpam, I will do Purascharana. Then you have to increase the japa, multiply it, double, if 1,000 by 1,000 every day. And it goes to 48 days. So 48,000 on the last day, you would have done 48,000 japa. So is the Puracharana over? No, it is not yet over. Then from the day that you reached 48th day, then you count down to number 1. So from 47th day, next day is 47th day. At that time, 47,000. The next day, then 1,000. So you come down like that to 1,000 to the number 1 day. So the going up and going down for 48 days and 48 days, total 96 days, if you do japa, the greatest sin that any man has committed, he has come out of that sin by doing this Puracharana Vidhi. This is called Vidhi, the instruction. So this is very interesting. Pura means before. Charana means practice, discipline. Acharana, there are many words are there with the charan. So the charan means the 2 feet that walks. So practicing is called walking the steps, as we call it. So this will energize you and sanctify you by removing the sin perhaps that you have committed. Knowingly or unknowingly. At the time, and then asking, Maharaj, I have committed a serious mistake, which I should not have done as a monk. So what I can, please tell me. So he will advise this Puracharana. So this Puracharana is very important. So this penance, the penance comes of different types, of course. But for those who are in the society, for those who are as householders, if they make any mistakes in their spiritual life, so this type of doing Puracharana can be of a great source of strength, and they can come out of their important point here is, come out of what? Come out of guilty feeling. That is very important in spiritual life. If you feel any time guilty for what you have done, your life will not be peaceful at all. You have to suffer seeing that, I did a great mistake in my early life. At the age of 22, you must have done some guilty. And that guilty consciousness is poking you every day. And as you age, as you become older and older, then those past guilts come out in a big bhutakara, in a big ghost form it comes to you. And you will not be able to sleep in the night. So understand, so how do you come out of the guilty feeling? This is the only way. The guilty feeling has to be rectified. Unless you rectify that, you will not be able to proceed in spiritual life peacefully. If many people come to me for counseling, at that time I require some past incidents, I would ask them to open up. And I found most of them are having peacelessness, restlessness of mind, because they are unable to come out of the past guilt. This past guilt is a very big danger for the progress in spiritual life. So unless you get yourself out from that cage, you cannot progress anywhere. So this is, many people wonder what I have done. And see, yes, human means to err is human. That is what the proverb says. So error will always be there. So there is, Swami Vivekananda goes a step further. He said in Vedanta, there is nothing called sin. There is no sin. He says, everything is error only. So the human error can happen. But don't get completely embroiled in that human error that you have done in your past. Come out of that. Free yourself from the guilty feeling. And then you will find, so this Puracharana method is very helpful. So some type of penance has to be given, but Swami Shivananji is very, very gracious to his disciple. So he says that 10,000 times is quite a good number in a particular day, and with fasting and with a little moody eating, you can taking water, and then you have to do this, and that is a good thing. He says this rigid adherence to spiritual practice is very good. Why? Anything you do rigidly, it increases your willpower. Willpower, strength is increased. That means how wonderful. That's why the tapasya is one of the important items. What is tapas? Tapas is nothing but creating heat. Tapa means heat. I was in Ranchi, a tuberculosis hospital. We are running a tuberculosis hospital there. A Hindi word for tuberculosis is very interesting. It is called tapedik. Tapedik rogi, like that we used to say. Tapedik means tuberculosis patient, TB patient. So the TB, the TB bacteria comes into your chest and then they sit in your lungs, and then it creates tremendous heat. By the heat of which your body becomes completely enervated. All the energies are gone. You become lean and thin. I have seen many TB patients like that in our hospital. So that tapedik, that tapa means that ushnam, that is warmth, the heat. The heat is generated. A person can do with the tapobal many great things. Why? A human who is following a spiritual life for his as a goal in his life should always keep up this tapobal. The tapas has to be increased. As you increase the tapas, as you increase this penance, as you increase this rigidity of adherence to this practice, you will find you slowly get powers. That's why in Mahabharata, we find a rishi who was unknowingly punished by the king. In a central place of the city, in the king's capital, he has put the Trishul there. Trishul is a Shiva's hand, you find Devi Durga's hand, you find Trishul. And it's a big Trishul. And it is planted on the ground at the center of the town where people can see. So if anybody does a very heinous crime, then the king would punish him to be placed on the Trishul. So the man would be taken in his sitting position, he would be thrusted on the Trishul. So the Trishul, it has got three ends are there, very sharp ends, that will pierce the body. That is the punishment. So one Muni was punished by the king unknowingly. Now the king comes to see the victim, and he sees, and it was his guru. So the king was stunned, and then the king says, "Hey Guru, I did not know that you were brought to me for justice. Yesterday night I was very tired and I was sleeping with my wife, queen. And then from outside the mantri told, the culprit has been caught. What is the punishment?" He asked. I said, "Put him on the Trishul," I told him, not knowing exactly who was the culprit. Now I find, please excuse me, he said. Then the Muni was so gracious, you see. He was Guru. He says to his disciple, "O king, you are not the cause for my suffering now. I am suffering, no doubt. It has pierced my back, and I know how terrible pain I am having because my mind is connected to the body. I feel extreme pain, but you are not the cause for it. Some karma of my previous karma must be the cause. You are only an instrument in bringing that experience to me. So I am not going to argue with you, neither talk to you. I will find out from the Lord Yama who gives these punishments. I will go and ask him." So it is said, by his tapobala, by the strength of his tapasya, he flew to the Yamaloka along with the Trishul, which is stuck in his back. You understand? So tapobal, tapasya bal is such a wonderful thing. Yesterday also we were talking about this tapobal with one of our devotees here. I said, you see, Vishwamitra had tapasya, the strength of tapasya. He could create a swarga between the earth and the swargaloka. A middle loka he could create. It is called Trishanku, you know that story, famous story. How did he create? By his tapobal. So when you do tapasya, When you do any type of austerity, that is called tapasya or penance. Even going around of the pilgrimage places is a great penance, I tell you. You come to South India, in Tamil Nadu, there is a place called Tiruchendur. It is a Murugan temple is there. It is one of the 6 Lord Muruga's abodes. So, in that abode, if you go there, you may have to stand at least 6 hours, 7 hours in the queue. If you go to Tirupati, which is most famous all over the world, Tirupati Venkatesha, there 2-3 days you have to stand in the queue. So the queue is there, seats are provided, and you have to, there is a bathroom facilities are kept. So you are going in the queue, and everything is, all the facilities are done nowadays. So that is a big tapasya, standing in the queue for 6 hours. Is it not tapasya? You go to Ayodhya. When Ayodhya was inaugurated, you know how much crowd came. Millions of people came. There was no place to move around also. But people went. That is a great tapasya. In your own village, in your own place, there will be some festivals of Mariamman festivals. In South Africa also I have seen Mariamman festivals are done. So you go to the Mariamman festival and hundreds and thousands of people come there. With the crowd, there is a discomfort, and walking, there is a discomfort. Where you keep your chappals, there is a discomfort. When you come back, you may not find your shoes. You lose your shoes. But with all the discomforts, this is called tapasya. So any type of discomfort, your body can accept, and mentally you are ready to face it. That is called tapasya. So the tapasya, what it does, it gives you strength of mind. It increases the willpower. Many people ask me, Maharaj, how to increase it? Recently in Chennai, we had a beautiful Antar Yoga, 4 days Antar Yoga, and then discussion with the devotees. So in the discussion with the devotees every day, one group used to come to me. So in one group, one lady asked me, Maharaj, willpower, I understand. How to increase the willpower strength? So I quoted a small example, tomorrow we are going to temple at 7 o'clock. So I must get ready by 6 o'clock. That means at least 5 o'clock I must get up. So 5 o'clock I put an alarm and then sleep. And the next day at 5 o'clock, clock does its duty very faithfully, We may not do, but clock does, because it's a mechanical, it's an instrument. So it gives you 5 o'clock alarm, it gives. Immediately you put it down, like stop it. No more sound. You say, let me sleep for another 15 minutes. And you sleep. At that time only, the wonderful sleep that you should have had before the midnight, that sleep comes now. So 1.5 hours you slept. So you could not go at 7 o'clock. So what happens? Sometimes people shyly, they tell me, Maharaj, I slept away, so I could not come for the satsang. They say that. Yes, I accept that. Why? If you had willpower, enough strength of willpower, this would not have happened. Before the alarm bell rings, your mental clock would have made you get up. This is willpower, because of willpower. So lack of willpower shows that you are unable to implement in action what you thought of that you would do. So there is a philosophy and there is a practice. So the philosophy says, the purpose says, I must get up at 5 o'clock, but you are unable to get up at 5 o'clock because of lack of strength of willpower. Suppose you have a strong willpower. What happens? You don't need even alarm also. So this penance, this type of suffering, this type of going through difficulties is for the sake of God. I am going through difficulties for the sake of God. So many types of difficulties come. The difficulties that you yourself willingly undertake. So they are called tapasya. Sometimes difficulties which you did not expect at all. In your life, difficulties come. And that difficulties bring you tremendous disappointment, frustration, and despondency. All these things are brought. But any difficulty, you get it, face it. don't be a coward. Don't think that this difficulty I cannot overcome. In that case, you are not the disciple of Vivekananda. Because you are not even a disciple of Vedanta thought. Vedanta tells you all power is within you. You can recover. Think of Harishchandra. Harishchandra, where did he go? From a great king of ruling a kingdom and born in such a wonderful Vamsha, Surya Vamsha, king. He had to finally work in a smashan. In a cremation ground, he had to work. He could not pay money for burning his own son's body. What a terrible thing happened. More than that, do we suffer? Just imagine, did you at all any time suffer that you could not eat at all? No. Did you come to the streets and stay in the outside camps? No. In the refugee camps? No. All the other things you compare with Harishchandra, did you go and stay anywhere, anytime? So people say, no, when ladies complain about the sufferings, I tell, did you compare with Sita's sufferings? Kunti's sufferings? Who can quantify the Kunti's sufferings? So much suffering she had. She tells Krishna, Krishna says at the last hour when she was leaving Hastinapura and going to forest along with Gandhari and Dhritarashtra. All of them retired. After retirement, Dhritarashtra says, I won't stay here. My brother's son, Pandu's son, has become king here. I won't stay here. I will retire to the forest. Vanaprastha. So they have gone. At that time, Kunti also goes. So at that moment, Krishna comes and tells, my auntie, what you want, I want to give you today. Just ask me. She says, no, nothing. Nothing, she says. But he insists, you must ask something. Then she says, okay, since you are insisting, I shall ask you one boon. What is that boon? The boon is, from the time I was born, and to my knowledge, I have seen suffering. If any good moments were there in my life, that moment comes and immediately it goes away. Suffering comes. Have I not given birth to Bhima? And Bhima was just born child. Not even hours have gone. I took him. I was at that time in the forest. I took him and then I slipped by a rock and then the baby Bhima fell down in the gorge. I lost him. And then my husband was there. He called some people to search the place down below and to find out whether my son is there or not. And when they went there, they saw my son was smiling and kicking his legs and he was very nice. So I was stunned. But on the rock where he fell, that rock was broken into two pieces. That was Bhima. So the moment I get joy, next moment I get something unhappy. So in my life, I have been suffering all along. Can you imagine any lady who gave birth to a child but could not tell the word that he is my son? Karna and Kunti, you see. She could never tell. Only at the last moment she reveals Karna was her son. And all the difficulties that Karna faced, she was a silent spectator, could not do anything. So do you think Kunti was living very happily? No. What type of suffering they had, we don't have even 1/1000th of the suffering. So Swamiji says, never feel desperate. Say that all power is within you, you will again come back. That is how the life goes on. So if it takes you to the down, then the cycle changes and then it will again take you to the top. So this we find that. So these sufferings, holding the suffering or understanding the suffering is there and allowing the suffering also to be handed over to Sri Ramakrishna. At the night, you say that Sakalam, Yatyat Karobi Sakalam, Ramakrishna Samarpayami, like that you say, and then give it to him, then your suffering should be coming down. You will have the strength to face the suffering. That is what important. So he says. So that monk is telling him, yes, Brahmananji also asked me to do something similar. In Brahmananji's teachings, Eternal Companion, I think most of you must have had that book. Without that book, there is no spirituality starting. If you do not have, please purchase that book. Eternal Companion, talks by Swami Brahmananda. It's a very beautiful book. There also he says, repeat the mantra 10,000 times every day if you have done any mistake. And then he says, nowadays the duties of the ashrama keep me so busy that I hardly find time for spiritual practice. This is a complaint from many swamis and many brahmacharis in our order. We have that because the work is increasing very much. In every center, work is increasing. Only a few centers like Yelagiri or Jamtada, you'll find work is less. But the swamis who are posted there to run the center, they have enough work. And then when the devotees come, sometimes we put them also to some work. So in that way, some work is good. But there is no time for your japa. That should not be. Why? You should continue these two together. That answer also Swami Shivanji Maharaj gives in the last paragraph. He says, if one forgets to do japa and other spiritual practices, the very spirit is lost. That means what? Egotism and pride come. And instead of being purified by work, you are impurified. What a strange thing happens. We are doing seva only to purify ourselves. But instead of that, the seva brings egotism within me, and then it destroys my purity. What a strange thing. Because I'm not concurrently practicing spiritual methods. So if I have the spiritual practice concurrently, that will save me from the development of egotism. So that is one of the important lessons that we learn from these talks. So thank you. This 9th chapter is over. Next month we shall see the 10th chapter. Now I leave it to British. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Maharaj, thank you. Devotees, you have got any questions? If you have any questions, please raise your hand.
I have one question.
Yes.
Maharaj Pranam. Pratap here. Hear me?
Who is speaking?
Pratap.
Pratap from Bangkok. Okay.
So Maharaj, when you are talking about that Krishna wants to give some boon to Kunti, and after that they discuss. You could not hear me?
No, your words are not clear. Some words are coming, sound is coming. I'm not clear what you are asking.
Hello, can you hear me now?
And now it's clear. Okay.
I think from other place the sound is coming.
Everybody else, can you please go on mute if you are not talking now? Pratap Baba, you please talk, please.
Yeah. Maharaj, when you are discussing about the Krishna wants to give some boon to Kunti. After that, while discussion, you missed that part. What she asked. Yeah. Could you please tell that one?
Thank you, Pratap. You are a very keen observer. I'm so happy. Somebody has noted that, yes. What was the boon Krishna? You see, that was not essentially for the talk, so I missed that. But what was the boon that Krishna was asked by Kunti? The boon was, you have given me suffering from the day one that I was born, and still now the suffering is not yet over. So continue to give me sufferings all the time till the body loss. Then Krishna asked her, why you want suffering? People ask for a long life, people want peaceful life, etc. Why you are asking for suffering? Then she says, because of the suffering, I can remember you in my heart.
Correct.
So that was the answer that was given by her. That Swami Vivekananda explains about this prayer of Kunti. He says, there is no equivalent to this prayer of Kunti in any literature or in the world, he says. This type of prayer, that, oh Lord, give me suffering. We are down by the suffering, is it not? But here Kunti says, give me suffering so that I can remember you.
All the time.
That's beautiful prayer. In that case, will Lord give you suffering? Even if suffering has come to you by your own karma, prarabdha karma, He will wipe off all those sufferings. That is the beauty of Sharanagati.
Correct. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pranam.
Thank you, Mr. Bose. Thank you, Mr. Bose. Soumya Mukherjee, you had a question. If you can unmute yourself, please.
Yes, my question is regarding that Puras Charanam Vidhi. So, in order to do 1000 japa, how am I going to calculate that I have done 1000 japa?
Okay. Calculation of japa is necessary for many sadhakas. Why? Because Guru has told you, she did not simply say, do japa. But he has told you, do japa for 108 times, he has said. So the number has come. Naturally, the number comes, counting has to. People use, first is the Kara method is used. So in the Kara itself, you count. You are taught that Kara method at the time of initiation. So many people with this, they keep the count in the Kara. Kara means hand, in the hand palm. In the palm itself, you can keep it. If you think that counting in the palm is difficult because your mind is distracted to the counting, not to the japa, then you can take japa mala for that. So there are different kinds of japa malas are there. That Rudraksha mala is there, then Spatika mala is there, then Karpur mala is there, then Tulsi mala is there. According to one's temperament, mala is chosen, and then mala you can use. Because in mala, 108 beads are already woven into it as one round circle. So once one circle goes, then you know 108 gone. So 1000 is very easy to keep up that. But 10,000, etc., is very difficult to keep. Yes, I know that. So what they do is, if you can say 10 minutes, you count the japa. In 10 minutes time, how much comes? Suppose in 10 minutes time, I tell you, in 1 minute, you do your mantra 10 times. In 10 minutes, it is 100 times. Is it not 100 or 1000? 100 times. So 100 times in 10 minutes you have done. So this 10 minutes, 100. Now you can keep it. If you are in Japa Yajna in our centers in South India, many centers, not many, a few centers do Japa Yajna for the devotees. 5 days Japa Yajna. Every day they have to do 10,000. So
Belgav.
Yes. So that's in that Japa Yajna, how do you keep the number? You don't keep the number of the huge number. So what they do, according to time, they calculate. So that also counting can be done. It is not very difficult. And nowadays, counter has come, japa counter, small instrument. You can put it in your fingers and keep it count also. That also counts. There are many methods are there. Okay,
Maharaj, if I can, if I finish one cycle, 108 times, and just keep track in the diary, like number 1, 2, like that also I can do?
Oh yes, oh yes. Counting, if it is necessary for you, you must keep any means. You can adopt any means. But when counting is not required, counting need not be submitted to anybody. Whom you are going to submit this counting? Suppose you do 12,820 times. There's nothing wrong in that. You don't need to submit to anybody. Are you compelled to submit your accounts? No. So a time comes in your life when counting does not have any significance. That you must understand. Counting is significant only in the initial stages. or the Purascharana method you do, that type of sankalpa you take up, then it is required. Otherwise, for your daily things, don't go on counting and go on stressing yourself about the number. Because I'm not asking you how much time you have counted japa, etc. So you only Lord knows. Lord is within you, He is looking at you, so He knows. Okay.
Thank you, Maharaj. Any other
Thank you,
questions?
Maharaj. Pranam, Maharaj.
Thank you. Abhishandya, I think you raised your hand. Now you have brought it down. But
No,
we have
I raised it by mistake actually. But
okay.
I want to ask a question. I wanted to say something actually. Maharaj, the Muni you are talking about, I can't remember his name. Who went to Yam Raj? What was his name, Maharaj? Was it? Uh, mm,
If I had known the name, I would have uttered at that time. I also forgot.
No, I think it was Mandavya Muni, but I
Yes,
am not
yes.
sure.
You are right. You are right.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes,
Mm, mm.
correct.
Thank you. I think Shibaru Nusha has got a question.
Hello, Maharaj. Maharaj, I want to ask one thing. If
Yes,
suppose we want to do Purascharan, but then in between we have missed it, like 1 day or 2 days, then what do we do? Do we have to restart again?
if you miss doing japa one day, you are asking.
No, no, like you said, see, I've missed, then I say I have to do this Purascharan.
Oh,
But then, if
I told you.
suppose I'm doing it for, you said first 48 days, and then you go back again to number one.
Yes.
Then
Mm.
in that process, if 1 day or I could not complete that number of times that I have to do.
Then see, Purasharana, first of all, purpose of Purasharana is if you have violated any serious moral things. Okay.
Yes, yes,
It's not for
yes,
any. Suppose I forgot to go to the temple for Arati. That is for that Purasharana is not needed. Okay. This is a seriously something in life you have committed, type of mistake or error or sin, as you call it the normal way. If you have committed that type, then Purasharana is required. So Purasharana starts with Sankalpa. You must always keep in mind. Sankalpa means resolution. In English, we call it resolution. So when you resolve yourself to do that for 48 days, you cannot miss. You cannot afford to miss it. If you miss, that whole thing is put back, and then you have to restart with a Punasankalpa. Again, you have to take sankalpa. There is serious responsibility. So Purasharana cannot be done by any and everybody. You understand?
yes, Maharaj.
Yes, that is.
But suppose we have missed to do because of duties and all, we have not done the required number of times.
So
Then
for
in that way,
that is not a serious crime. You see, you are for doing something, and that is not a serious crime, or not doing this is not a serious crime. So what they do is, suppose today, due to many people came in the ashram.
yes, Maharaj.
Wait, because the bell gone, so I just stopped. So if many people have come today and I have been busy talking to them and the bell comes for the night supper, then I have not done my japa. I have missed it. So this is not a big deal. So on that day, night, that's why Gananji Maharaj instructed me that on that day night, when you go to sleep, sit on your bed itself and finish that 108 times. That is what he said. So that is what you do. At that time, another thing we have to do is we must pray to Sri Ramakrishna. Hey Thakur, hey Master, I could not do your japa today. Please excuse me. Now what I am going to do, please accept it. Like that you make a confession to Sri Ramakrishna. That is enough.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much, Maharaj.
Thank you.
Maharaj.
Maharaj,
Maharaj,
namaste, Maharaj.
your bell has rung.
I have one question.
Yes.
Maharaj, any suffering, it's a blessing, Maharaj. Any suffering, whatever it is, it's a blessing, Maharaj.
Wonderful. That is a beautiful question. Rajarajeshwari has raised from Kanchipuram. He says, should we take it any suffering as blessing? Those who are having suffering, would they agree to this view that it is a blessing, like Kunti? No. Because we are all normal people. We cannot afford to have such suffering. So we always think suffering as something opposite to the pleasure. Pain is considered as opposite to the pleasure. If you accept pleasure, in the same mentality, if you accept pain also, the pain doesn't remain as a pain. Is it not? The pain itself will become like pleasure only. So, in reality, because of your prarabdha karma, sometimes something you have done, the suffering has come. So the suffering has to be accepted. That is what is said in modern terms. We say, accept the challenges. Don't run away from the challenges. Some method will be there. Some process will be there. Some solution will come. If not today, tomorrow it will open. So don't get frustrated. Don't get disappointed. This is the teaching of Vedanta. Yes. All sufferings, if you take it as a blessing, that would be the highest level of mind you have matured in spiritual life. That shows, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you.
Pranam Maharaj.
Thank you, Maharaj. Pranam Maharaj.
Yes.
I think we can close today.
Pranam
Pranam.
Maharaj.
Pranam Maharaj.
Please know next.
There is one text, Maharaj. I will just read out. Mr. Call written. माला और कारा जापा अपने आप समय आने पर छूटने जाती है. Drops off automatically at proper time. So, is there anything you like to say on this, or if Mr. Call wants to explain this?
Yes, yes. ठीक ही कहा उन्होंने, क्योंकि जब टाइम आते हैं उस समय ऑटोमेटिकली वो छूट जाती है. क्योंकि इसका मतलब है आप जब का जो नंबर है वो किसी को तो सबमिट करना नहीं है ना. आपके क्या कोई परीक्षा होती है क्या? आप 10,000 करने से आपको इतना मार्क देंगे, ऐसे तो कोई नहीं बोलने वाला है. इसलिए अपने आप जब इंक्रीज करेंगे, जब को रोज करते करते गुरु ने कहा 108, बस उसी में सीमित रहने का कोई जरूरत नहीं है. उससे आप बढ़कर आप चलते रहेंगे तो वो 108 10,800 भी हो सकता है. ऐसा होने से तब आपका कर जब भी छूट जाएगी और माला जब भी छूट जाएगी, तो नंबरिंग आपको रहेगा नहीं. ये ठीक ही बात.
Thank you, Maharaj. Very, very nicely explained. Maharaj, then we can close this. You can go. Your bell has rung, so I think your arati is time, right?
No, this is a tea time for us.
Oh, tea time. Okay.
I can if there are people who have to ask something or discuss something or share something, I am ready to stay for another 5 minutes.
Sure. Devotees, any questions, anything else you have to ask something, share something?
I have another thing to ask. Okay, somebody else wants to ask.
Proceed.
Okay. I will wait until later then.
Yeah, Pranam Maharaj from Bangalore. Maharaj, today's class is last Sunday I could not attend because there was a Diksha in Al-Surma, and evening there was the Maharaj went to the Shadam and all, so I really missed it, no problem. Today's actually it gave me an inspiration to do more and more japa. Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you, Doctor.
Usha ji, you can go ahead, please.
Yes, Pranam Maharaj again. I just want to, it is said, I don't know, somewhere I have read this, that if we do 1 lakh meaning 100,000 japam. Like you said, they do it in 5 days and all. And if we do this 100,000 japam, is it that we can really see Holy Mother, or we can see our Ishta? Like,
Why don't you try?
I can't. I can hardly do 10,000 a day, Maharaj. It's not possible. So today, as a Mataji said, when you said that you have really given a boost to do more japam. So I'm just asking.
Yes, if you do 1 lakh like that, there are possibilities of getting visions. So definitely, if you are devoted to Holy Mother only and do her mantra japa, then the deity, the mantra deity will expand and present in what form you want to see. This is an accepted fact by all the mantra shastra says. Mantra shastra it is called. So mantra shastra says, if you do 1 lakh japa, the deity in the japa is awakened. Not only your brain is awakened, and you are fit to receive that force, that vibrations from the deity. The deity gets awakened and he gives you the Kachi, as we say in Tamil. He gives his vision. He definitely, yes, Mother can be seen. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Pranam, Maharaj.
Thank you. I think Tridib Nath Gupta has a question.
Maharaj, Pranam Maharaj.
Namaskar.
Yes. So, Maharaj, I just wanted to understand in Kunti's prayer to Sri Krishna, when she says, "Give me more and more suffering," can it also intended to mean that more and more sufferings means in this birth we will remember the Lord more and more, so that will take away or whine away all our what should I say, the karma phalas, so that we can go towards more spiritual attainment. Maybe that's what another interpretation can be. Am I right, or maybe I'm just imagining?
Yes, that's a good question. So by asking for more suffering, what does Kunti has a back in her mind? What does she want? Does she want the smriti, the smaranam of Lord Krishna must be there in her mind? Or does she want to remove the prarabdha karma's effects also? That's a good question. Yes, both are being accomplished in this. You don't need to tell Lord, you remove my prarabdha karmas, or you remove the force of the prarabdha karmas. You don't need to tell him openly. Your remembrance is enough. If you consider that, then Lord will have grace. Definitely. He will remove the prarabdha karmas effect on you. That is also a sub, or what do you call the byproduct. It comes like that. But Kunti was not aspiring to remove her prarabdha karmas, etc. No, she was not at all interested in that. She is interested in keeping the mind on Sri Krishna. How to keep the mind on him? If you give me pleasure, I just tell you, Chaitanya Dev was going around Puri town one day with all the people singing Harinam Sankirtan. And somebody told him, "Sir, don't go that road." Said, "Why?" There is one Kushtarogi, that means a leprosy patient is lying there. You cannot go. People do not go there nearby. They are afraid that even if you see him, you may contract leprosy. So they said, you should not go. And Chaitanya Deva's description about his human body, you all know that. He was so handsome, very handsome, young age, and he was coming there. And he said, if that man is taking the name of Krishna, why should I not go and see him? He is also a devotee. So he forcefully went there. And he saw this Kushtarogi, this leprosy patient lying there. And his description in Chaitanya Charitamrita, you'll not understand that about the Kushtarogi. How his limbs have bald, degraded, how they have been decomposed, and how they were also bad looking, and his face, etc., and eyes could not be seen. Such a way that, but he has taken the name of Krishna. Vasudevaya Nama, Vasudevaya Nama. He is doing Vasudeva mantra, and Chaitanya Deva was so elated with this, he went and embraced him. Now the people were aghast. All the people standing there in that village, they were stunned. What Chaitanya Dev did? He went and embraced that Kushtarogi. That's what they were wondering. At that time, the entire Kushtaroga vanished. That patient became a handsome, young, youthful person. He stood there before Chaitanya, fell at his feet, and he said, "Oh Mahaprabhu, what did you do to me? You have done something bad to me." People are listening, mind you. And Chaitanya said, "My dear devotee, you took the name of Vasudeva. I came and embraced you. Your disease is gone. Is it not good for you?" He said, "No. Because so long I was having leprosy, I could remember Vasudeva every moment. But you give me the youthful body now. With this youthful body, my mind is going to be dragged to the body level. I will lose the memory of Krishna. Is it necessary for me? Give me back my leprosy," he says. Then Chaitanya Deva again embraces him and blesses him. That danger will never come to you. Your mind will be always at the elevated position, he said it. So you can see that disease or sufferings is one of the important part in remembering the Smriti. Yes.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you, Maharaj. This one is Pranam.
Pranam Maharaj.
Pranam Maharaj.
Pranam Niban Maharaj ji.
Pranam Maharaj.
Thank you. I'm taking leave of all of you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Ramakrishna Prabhu.